There's nothing like the pleasure of blending the beauty of Mother Nature with the benefits of man-made technology. Your Kawasaki Jet Ski personal watercraft allows you to go places and see things many people only dream about. Making that experience even more enjoyable is what this video is all about. Because safe operation of your watercraft by everyone who uses it and respect for your surroundings and the rights of others on the water are vitally important. For many of you, a personal watercraft is your introduction to the exciting world of boat operation, and this information is meant as a general guideline for some of the things you'll need and want to know out on the water. And for those of you with extensive seat time, you will still learn something new and valuable in the next few minutes. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Boating safety begins long before you leave the shore, and that includes what you need to know, like the basics about your craft, the rules you'll be expected to follow, and what it means for you to be a boater. It also includes the things you should do, like putting on your personal flotation device, or PFD, aka life jacket. Wearing one is crucial for everyone on board. Life jackets float, and you might not. Wearing yours is just good common sense and is required in most states anyway. Be sure the life jacket is fastened completely, fits properly, and is U.S. Coast Guard approved. And speaking of approved, note that inflatable PFDs are not appropriate for use aboard personal watercraft. There's other riding gear you and all riders should have for added body protection, such as wetsuits and neoprene shorts, because severe internal injuries can occur if water is forced into body cavities as a result of falling into water or being near the jet thrust nozzle. Normal swimwear does not adequately protect against forceful water entry into the rectum or vagina. Additionally, wetsuits help prevent excessive loss of body heat. Booties or shoes will keep your feet safe and comfy. Gloves can protect your hands from cold and chafing, and sunglasses or other eye protection tone down the glare off the water and help protect your eyes from that refreshing splash. But it takes more than suiting up to be ready to ride a PWC. Before you put the boat on the water, make sure you and everyone else who might be riding the PWC throughout the day is up to speed on how to operate it. It's sort of like driving a car. Would you ride with someone who doesn't know where the brake pedal is or what yield signs mean? For that matter, would you loan your car to someone like that? You should know the rules of the road before you shift into drive. Same is true on water. An operator who's unfamiliar with things like steering techniques or the nautical rules of the road can be dangerous. Personal watercraft are power boats. Their use is governed by the same laws and regulations as any other boat. The more that you and every other operator knows, the safer we'll all be. A safe boating class is recommended as a great way to make your boating time safer and more rewarding. The owner's manual and the labels found on your watercraft contain lots of valuable information. Refer to them often and use them as a prime source of information for anyone else that might operate your boat. Of course, your own careful instructions to any other users is vital. Launching your boat can be challenging, especially if the ramp is congested. Before you launch, always remember to vent the engine compartment of fumes for several minutes by opening the front storage compartment lid and removing the seats. The concentration of gasoline fumes in the engine compartment can cause a fire or explosion. Perform all your pre-ride checks referring to the owner's manual and have all your gear and your passenger's gear in place before you get to the ramp. Once you've completed your pre-ride check, including PFDs, appropriate riding gear such as wetsuits and neoprene shorts, lanyard, bilge check, oil check, gas check, and battery check, launching can be efficient and quick. It's good manners to be completely prepared before you hit the launch ramp. Do not operate in shallow water. Your PWC must be in at least 2.5 feet of water when starting, and once you're on the water, leave the area at a slow, no-wake speed. Some Kawasaki jet ski models offer riding modes, including a 5-mile-an-hour mode to maintain a constant speed in no-wake zones. You'll be seeing these signs as well as many other symbols and markers on the waterways. Know what each one means. They're posted for your safety and for that of everyone else on the water. Although the controls for a jet ski watercraft are fairly simple to operate, it is a high-performance powerboat and not a toy. Kawasaki recommends that the operator be at least 16 years old. Many states have laws setting the minimum age of an operator, so know these laws and other requirements regarding the use of your personal watercraft, like who can ride, where they can ride, and when they can ride. Never allow a passenger to sit in front of the operator. This position is unsafe for both of them. Before taking off, the passenger must be safely situated, keeping both feet on the deck for balance and holding on to either the person in front or the hand strap. Sitting too close can cause injury because the handlebar can strike your body due to rough water. Two concepts that are critical for beginners to learn and for experienced users to practice are stopping and steering. Because there are no brakes on boats, including personal watercraft, you must plan your stopping, so take action early to avoid hazards. If you let off the throttle, the boat will slow down. But be aware, if you completely release the throttle, you may be losing steering ability. Personal watercraft are propelled by a water jet propulsion system. A pump draws water into an impeller, which pressurizes the water and forces it out the back of the boat, pushing the boat forward. It is directing this water jet from side to side that steers the boat. Cut the power, and the boat will continue in the same direction it was headed. No thrust, no turn. To turn, just give the boat a little bit of gas and you'll be able to steer your way to safety. So slow down well in advance, use the throttle to steer, and don't approach directly toward any object. All Kawasaki models come equipped with a safety lanyard that must be attached to the operator's wrist. If you fall off, it automatically cuts off the engine. Once you're back on board, reattach the lanyard. Check for traffic, and you're ready to go. Always stop the engine and pull the lanyard before using the reboarding step. An unexpected start during reboarding can cause injury, and never apply throttle when anyone is at the rear of the PWC. The water blast or debris coming out of the jet thrust nozzle could injure someone close by. Jet thrust has more force than you expect. Severe injuries can occur if water is forced into body cavities as a result of falling into the water or being near the jet thrust nozzle. Speaking of the pump, always keep your hands, hair, clothing, and everything else away from the pump inlet underneath the boat when the engine is running. Keep in mind, whenever the engine is on, the intake grate is taking in water, so be sure to keep clear of the intake grate anytime the engine is running. There are so many considerations here: rules and regulations, water conditions, other boats, non-boaters, and the environment. Never operate the PWC faster than your abilities and the conditions will safely allow, because collisions result in more injuries and deaths than any other type of PWC accident. The best advice we can give you is to set a good, safe, and courteous example, and with any luck, others will follow suit. Keeping proper distance from other boats is important. This includes all boats, particularly other personal watercraft. Riding closely to another boat or personal watercraft puts you both at risk, because if the leading boat makes any sudden move, there might not be enough time or distance for the following boat to maneuver around and avoid a collision. Don't ride right behind another boat, and keep a safe distance back and to the side so your path remains visible to you. Do not attempt to spray or splash other boaters or swimmers. And do not try to jump the wake of any boat. Jumping waves or wakes can increase the risk of back and spinal injury. Remember your first ride on a PWC? For most of us, the reaction's the same. One of the most important things to remember is that no matter how much fun you're having, always stay very aware of your surroundings. The safest operators know exactly what's going on around them at all times. They are constantly looking around, staying alert to other boaters, swimmers, divers, kayakers, water skiers, and any other action happening in the area, all while having a blast. PWC riding is a fun and enjoyable sport, but like all sports, the more aggressive the activity, the greater the risk. So look around often, avoid areas with submerged objects or shallow water. Know who or what is nearby and give them lots of space. Avoid maneuvers such as sharp turns that make it difficult for others to understand where you're going. If you plan to try something new, do it in an area well away from other boaters. As you probably already guessed, speed is an ongoing issue for everyone on the waterways. Know your abilities and your limitations, then make a responsible decision on how fast you should be going, and never operate the PWC at night. Enjoy the natural high you get from gliding on the water, but never operate or ride a personal watercraft after consuming drugs or alcohol. Reverse is a great feature that makes your watercraft more maneuverable, but as with all maneuvers, reverse must be used with caution.
Shifting suddenly into reverse while running forward can cause injury to the operator and passengers.
If the watercraft should capsize, make sure the engine is off. Swim to the rear corner and push down on it while reaching across the hull to grab the rear deck with your other hand. Push down on the rear corner of the hull with one foot, using your body weight to roll the capsized craft clockwise toward you. A capsized boat may have water in the engine compartment and will need to be drained. Be sure to read the owner's manual for more details. Remember, overloading, improper loading, or towing heavy items can make watercraft difficult to control and result in an accident. Towing a water skier, wakeboarder, or tuber can be a fun and invigorating experience. To ensure safety, consider this is a three-person sport: the operator, the observer, and the skier. The operator is responsible for the conduct and safety of his team and must always be aware of his observer, skier, and those around him. The observer's job is to relay all signals from the skier to the operator. To do this, the observer sits backwards holding onto the handrail. If the skier falls, it is the observer's job to inform the operator immediately and display the ski flag. The observer must also tend to the ski rope to prevent it from getting sucked into the pump intake, and be sure the tow rope is not wrapped around the skier's body before the next run.
And speaking of the rope, it should only be tied to the towing hook located under the rear end of the seat when towing a water skier or tuber.
And last, but definitely not least, there's not much that'll drive the folks on the shore crazier than someone operating a personal watercraft in repetitive riding patterns. The great thing about these machines is that they can go lots of different places. Take advantage of that. Go touring, check out new places, enjoy the boat's versatility, always with the utmost respect for the world around you. Now, if there's a boat in the vicinity, the general rule is that the most maneuverable boat, usually the personal watercraft, should stay out of the way of the less maneuverable boat. Otherwise, boats on the right have the right of way. Here are a few examples. When you cross the path of another boat, if you are on the right, continue the same course at the same speed. If you are on the left, redirect your boat to the right and cross behind the other boat. Never try to cross closely in front of another boat. You may not see what is on the other side. When traffic is coming head-on, both boats are expected to steer to the right. But make your move early so the other boater can plan his move. And if you're trying to pass a boat moving in the same direction, you can pass on either side as long as you give the slower boat plenty of room. And don't forget to take care of your jet ski watercraft at the end of the day. See the owner's manual for details on how to drain the exhaust system, flush the cooling system, and clean the engine compartment. A little maintenance after a day of good times on the water will help you get the most out of your jet ski watercraft. We boaters have a special appreciation for the water and the recreational opportunities it offers us. So take care of Mother Nature's beauty, whether it's limiting the noise, riding at safe speeds, avoiding wildlife, or avoiding a sensitive environment. By being a responsible boater, you can help make personal watercraft a welcome addition to the public waterways. Everything you've just seen is meant to be general information to give you a safe start to the exhilarating world aboard your personal watercraft. The owner's manual and labels are another great source of important information. But for a real understanding of what is important out on the water, nothing beats a more thorough boating safety class. Check with your dealership or state boating agency for more information. Enjoy your new Kawasaki jet ski watercraft, and remember to ride responsibly and let the good times roll.